every morning it starts with me. It doesn't give me enough time. I swear, there must be a countdown that I can extend. I'm sure there is. I'm drawing Billie Eilish today, and I'm not sure. I will just see. There may be another image that I want to use. Let's have a look. How are you all this morning? Let's see who is here. Happy Tuesday. Okay. So if you don't know who Billie Eilish is, she is an American singer, songwriter, musician, but she's also a huge advocate for climate change. And I feel like she has really pushed that with her fans. So I think that, you know, she's using her voice, which is really good. So I thought I would do a musician, a young musician today, and I'm going to be working with watercolors, which I don't usually do either. So I'm going to do that. And let's have a look. I have an image of her with blonde hair that I just took a screenshot of. It's not the best quality, but I like the contrast of her hair, and blonde like that, platinum blonde hair, is not really easy to do with watercolors, so it'll be a good challenge for me as well. So that's who I'm doing. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Meryl. Good morning, Louise. All right, so I'm going to get started on her. Let me know who you are drawing or painting today. I'm going to go straight in with paint. I'm not going to, I'll sketch it with my paintbrush. I'm a little sleepy this morning. I'm not sure why. Piper woke me up early. How was your weekend, everybody? Is anybody getting out into the garden already? I feel like we are so far away from that right now up here. All right, this may not be the right brush, but, and I have to definitely go lighter with my, with my sketch. So I hope you guys are a little clearer on, I feel like it's been a real struggle, that the whole transition over to Substack, if you're here and you're part of our group. I'm really sorry that it's so difficult. Sometimes I wonder if I should have just kept on going with Patreon, but it's just, there's a different feel over on Substack, and nothing against like having been on Patreon for that long, but yeah, I mean, change is change. It's not always good. So hopefully this is a good change. But I know that some of you are a little lost. So I'm just looking at the darker areas and trying to keep the light on her face. I've made her face a little bit too big. I wanted it to be a small portrait. Louise says, I'm starting to get the hang of it. Think I have changed over. Okay. What I did do, which may help you all, is in my about page, I've changed that so that the subscription, how to get to the subscription, that is in my about page in a link. I think I can probably show you. And I think you can get to it also on Substack, or on Substack on the app. So if I go to here, so my about, so this is like when you click on my page and you go to about, I've got a picture of me now. And then if you scroll down, it says want to join a Zoom with my crew, and then it says upgrade to a paying subscription. You click here and it goes here. It doesn't do what it does on the computer. Maybe if I do learn more. Okay, so when you are on, maybe it's because I'm not logged in. I will figure that out. When you're on an Internet Explorer, it does work. I promise you, it goes straight there. I think it's hard because it does different things on my iPad. But once you're signed in, and it's, I like the sign in that it just sends you, you don't have to remember a password, it sends you an email. I do like that. Anyway, what have you all been up to? Let me know what you've been up to, and also if you're painting with me, what are you using today? Yeah, this brush is not the best. I'm just going to get the basic shapes in, and then I will maybe change. Change my brush. Yeah. I think, Julie, it's really like just to get signed up and do all the, like, if you have to do payment and stuff like that, I think they probably want you to go through an internet browser. I know a lot of websites like that, or apps, they want you to go through the web browser. So I think once you've done that, I think then the app is fine. Like, I use the app all the time for Substack, and I even post through the app as well. So it's not like it's not usable. And also once you've got your account, then you can see the things that you need to see. C says, I'm working on Barbara Kingsolver. Is that how you say her name? Kingsolver. And Louise is using acrylic wash and painting a car from Mexico. Yay. Oh, Melissa says, no, the app doesn't always think you're logged in with links. It happens with Introvert Drawing Club too. Oh, that's confusing. Good morning, Nanette. Sorry I didn't see you come in. And Melissa says, subscribing through the web browser eliminates Apple taking 20%. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. I think that was one of my, well, I guess, yeah. So if you don't do it through the app, because then you're not using the app to, maybe that would be good. Ah, nobody told me that. I guess apps have to be paid somehow, or Apple has to get money somehow from people posting their apps on their site. The price you pay, right? So I'm also doing a live on Substack on Friday. I don't know if you got a notification for that and put it in your calendar. I'm just going to work on an image from Mexico. I think it's nice to have. Maybe I'm not going to commit to a live a week, but it's nice to get on there and show people what I'm doing with the Mexico 100 days. How is everybody's 100-day projects going? I think I am up to date, but I'm not 100% sure if I am, so I've got to go in and check. And Melissa, let me know what you are doing this week. What is... And I am sending an email out with regards to April. So yeah, and that will be through Substack. So I'll send a link on Patreon reminding people, and then hopefully that will help you get over there if you need to get over there. Okay, placement of lip. Let's just get the side of her. Trying to get her the shape of her face here. Meryl says, I met Winter Texans from Toronto, Canada yesterday at Whataburger. That's great. Do you remember where from Canada? Where in Canada they're from? I'm sure they would have said. I'm thinking that they may have been from Alberta, maybe. Were they? Melissa says, this week we are making Victorian love letters or puzzle purse letters at Art Hang Party. Oh, cool. That I love those. Have you made them before, Melissa, or is that something that you've been looking into? Leslie says, just popped in to say hi and then off for a beach walk. Hope to work on my 100-day this week. Sounds like fun, Melissa. Oh, they're just, what do you mean just Toronto? Meryl, it's not, oh, I met Winter Texans from Toronto. I thought you, sorry, I read you wrong. I didn't see that you said Toronto, sorry. Oh, very cool. Did you ask if they know me and Melissa? Leslie, I hope you're having a lovely time in the warm weather. It is not warm up here. I'm still like winter jacket, scarf, gloves, hat. It's not nice. Ah, thank you. See, hi, Natty. Natty says hello. Blue Shine community. Melissa says no, totally new. Kaylee suggested it. Like, are you making them or are you drawing from pictures of them, Melissa? That's why I asked if you've done them, if you've made them before. Or are you just drawing them? I'm just taking my time this morning. Watercolors is probably my favorite, just for a relaxing, you know, morning. Not just like, I mean, you have to pay attention to what you're doing, but it's like on my hand, it's nice and relaxing, which I think is a good option for anybody who has either arthritis or pain in your hand. So yeah, it's a great option for that. Melissa says, we will be folding them and decorating them. Melissa says, so it will be a bit different session, no references, but I have the instructions. They're kind of similar to cootie catchers. Kind of like they have a similar feel, I feel, with the whole folding thing. But I love the pop-up ones. Are you doing any pop-up ones? Has anyone here made a Victorian love letter? Billie Eilish has very light eyes, so if anything, go lighter than darker. Natty says, hey Melissa, it's in the low 30s, 1.1 Celsius here and blustery wind. It rains, snow, but snow didn't stick. Joanne says hi Joanne. And then that says, not me, want to learn so I can show my granddaughter. Oh, you're not painting, Nanette? Hello Reb, how are you? Oh, Melissa, Meryl says she told the Torontonians in Texas about her wonderful Toronto friends. Thanks. And Leslie says, thank you. Spring break is here, so a bit crazy, not so quiet. Good morning, Janice. How are you? Oh, and Nanette says I'm talking about the Victorian love letters. And Melissa says, hi, Natty. The snow didn't stick here either, but not something I want to wake up to at this point. Nope. I'm with you, Melissa. I do not want any more snow. Although we got snow last night, but it, yeah, like you said, it didn't stick. All right. I'm going to start with the hair and then go back to the face because it's just drying right now. And I've tilted her face a little bit more. It's probably more like so. But we can create a little bit more drama with her, so that's okay. Okay, I'm just getting the dark areas of her hair in. Probably should have, oh no, that's okay. This is going to be darker here. So much for a tiny portrait. I was going to do a little one. Thought that would have been nice. I think I have to use smaller paper next time if I want to do a little one. Really? C says we are so buried. Heavy, sticky snow. Oh no. Joanne says, hi Melissa, I'll try to be there, although it's 12 midnight in the Netherlands then. Yes, that is very late. I know that a lot of people make Melissa's art hangs, even though it's super late. Okay. I didn't end up changing the brush. You know, sometimes with tools, you get used to the feel. So if I was to change it now, like I wouldn't, like I'd have to figure out how that brush works. So sometimes, you know, you adjust and it ends up feeling okay. I want to add a little bit of yellow to this blue. There's a really light, I don't know if you can have a bluish yellow, but I can see some gray in it as well, but it's not really gray, it's just a different shade. This week in my portraits class, if you're coming, we are working on acrylics. Now, if you only have the like cheap dollar store acrylics, that's okay. You just won't have the same coverage as what I'm going to be using Winsor & Newton. I don't want you to go out and buy Winsor & Newton. Or if you have acrylic gouache, I know that we just did gouache, but really acrylic gouache is like acrylics. So you could use that as well. You don't have to go and buy a whole new set of acrylics. Or if you have acrylic ink, you could use that as well. Anything that's more covering is probably better to use, so that you really get the feel of what an acrylic feels like. So that's tomorrow. And then I will be releasing my virtual art retreat. Also having a birthday sale next week on any classes. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And then I will send out, I've made a Luma for this Sunday. It's just, that's a get together if you want to prep a substrate for April. So whether it's a book, whether it's just gathering images, like pieces of paper, whether you are working on cardboard, like it's really up to you what you work on. I'm going to be making a little book for April, and we're doing abstract April, so you'll see me in my mornings doing a lot of abstract, but I will show you how I break down the image. I think it's kind of interesting to see how other people break down their images to create an abstract image. Put a touch of this yellow just up here. And this is extremely harsh, so I'm going to soften this edge. See how it starts to change it a little bit more. Just because she has a very, very young skin with not many wrinkles or not even smile lines. Do you think they told that generation not to smile so that they wouldn't get wrinkles? Do you think that's what they did? Nanette says, decided to draw along using colored pencils. I love the way they feel on this Muji paper. Yes, they are very nice on Muji paper. Natty W says, yeah, I get that. Get it that 70s, 20-ish degree weather got everybody ready for spring. Mother Nature is playing mental games with us. We always get that. We get a false spring, which is when I went to see Melissa in and had a quick coffee with her. That was definitely a false spring day because it got up to 12 degrees and now it's like minus. So yeah, we always get that. Natty says, C, are you out west in USA or west in Canada? She's actually east. C is east. She's in Maine. And Natty says, oh, Shar, this portrait you're doing is just amazing. Oh, you're very sweet. Thank you. Susan says, Shar, did you use acrylic paint in your visual passage body of work? I did. I used acrylics and I used oil paints as well, Susan. Her hair is beautiful. You made it look easy. I haven't finished it, but thank you. Yeah, I feel like there's something off but with her eyes, but I'm going to fix that. Yes, the body of work for my portfolio that I did with the visual arts passage is acrylics. And it's really like whatever you want to use for that. Like that's, you know, personal preference. They are extremely good at directing you to within your work. It's not a, they don't teach you how to draw or how to, but they make suggestions. So it's basically, they give critiques weekly, and that's a lot of times how we grow, because we don't see things always ourselves. So I'm going to bring this eye down a little bit. With watercolor, there's only a certain amount of corrections you can do, because you don't want to get your paper all like blotty. So I'm just going to leave that and correct this side in a minute. I can move back to her hair while I do that, while it dries a little bit. Bonjour, Hippo. I am going to watch while on the treadmill for physical rehabilitation, so I won't be able to write. It is already a nice portrait. Oh, thank you. I'm painting Billie Eilish today. I know a lot of you know who Billie Eilish is. She, I remember when she was just starting. Well, I mean, she's changed a lot, but I think on her own accord. So in the beginning, she didn't really want all the bells and whistles and publicity on her like face and stuff like that. She really was pushing how she wanted her music to sound and be, and yeah, not be influenced by fashion, etc., etc. She's always been true to what she wants, which is great. And now she is using her voice for like to make her fans aware of climate change and yeah, I think she tried, like Taylor Swift tried, to influence voters in America, but I'm not sure if, yeah, well, obviously didn't, there wasn't enough people voting the way that, well, the way that she wanted them to vote, so. But it's good, I think, when you have such a huge following, if you're standing up for things that are going to make this world better. I think it's great that she did that. C says it took me 30 minutes to clear my car off. Now I have to shovel a lot to move it. Oh no. Do you have an appointment this morning, C? Natty says bonjour hippo. And Natty says Western New York. That's where Natty is from. Louise says she also has done a lot to raise awareness. Oh, of Tourette's too. Yes, you're right. Louise, is there somebody in her family, or does she have it? I didn't know that fact. Okay, I'm just warming up her tone. I do have like this pink tone on her, but I do love a bit more of orange on her skin. Natty says she's between Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. Oh, where are you? Where is Natty? I'm just east of Toronto, Natty. We'll have to have a sketch meet in Toronto with Melissa. Reb says, hi Hippo, hi Natty. And Louise says, oh, she has a Tourette's tic. I did not know that. All right, I'm bringing this down a little bit, so I'm going to make sure I do that now. And let's get a little bit more pink on her lips as well. Natty says I'm about an hour and a half from Toronto, depending on snow traffic. Where are you, Hamilton? St. Catharines? Right now I'm nervous about going near any border with ICE agents suspending border guards. I know. It is a little bit scary. Get some color on her. So today is Tuesday, and Dylan Sarah has his drawing session this afternoon. I know I missed a drawing session yesterday, which, yeah, that was a shame to miss. I went to renew my health card. Oh my goodness. My friend told me afterwards, she's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have gone on a Monday, because I was there for an hour and a half waiting to renew the health card. I didn't realize that it was running out this year, and then I thought, oh, I should probably check, because it's always around your birthday. And yep, it was running out next week, so at least I got that done, but it took forever. Ever and ever. Nancy says, Shah, when you first started doing faces, did you segment off areas of the face because you position the eyes, nose, lips? No. I start with usually the shapes, Natty. So I started with this one. I started with the shape above her eye because it was pretty defined. So that's, I rarely do the whole sketching out of the eyes, the nose, and placement, but I am aware of, like, you know, like where the lips are and the nose and the mouth, and making sure that they have the right angle on them. But I do need to bring this one down a little bit. It's nice using watercolor though, I do like it. There's a bit of blue underneath here as well. I may have got the lips a bit too close. Either that, or I just need to raise this bit. Sometimes you lose the light and that's it. It's like, oh no. It really does make a change in the shapes that you're putting down. When I see eyes, lips, I think eclipses, then nose, triangle. Yeah, I guess everyone kind of thinks about adding those in different ways. I'm going to go into the darker areas. A bit too dark. With blonde hair, you just have to be really subtle and keep a lot of the light white Oh my gosh, the fruit flies are back. I just saw one. How can they be back already? It's too cold for them to be back. Oh, we still have 15 minutes. Good, because I'm like, oh gosh, what is the time? Today has been going a little bit slower this morning, which has been nice. Really can't see this side, so I need to adjust that, the nose a little bit. And I'm going to darken her neck. Let's take a little bit of her hair color. And a little bit of the blue in there. I want it to look like Billie Eilish. All right, this side of her eye is definitely a little bit darker, so I'm going to go in and adjust that. And also where her lid is on the top of her eye, creating a shadow. I can use this same, it's actually green that I'm using, but when you put it over the red, it creates almost like a brown. So I had somebody ask me on Substack if, because she's on the West Coast and she doesn't get to see the morning lives, only on replay. These are free here on YouTube, but like for example this one, I may put it on the Padlet for this March month and take it off of YouTube, because I feel like it's, you know, it's a slower demonstration. It's almost like a, yeah, it's like a I know that every morning is like a demo, but this one is really like, you could do a step-by-step and follow along with this. And I feel like then subscribers, paying subscribers of Substack should get a benefit from that. So I will probably move this over to the Padlet, so that you have access to it, and then just put it on private here on YouTube so that not everybody can see it. And I know that, you know, just so you know, that's a benefit of becoming a subscriber as well. And I think the main difference between like a YouTube demo in the morning and my classes are that my classes, I actually explain exactly what I'm doing, and it is more of a step-by-step and just showing you what I see. Because, you know, here not all the time am I saying, oh, look at this part, this is what, you know. So I feel like there is a difference. I don't know, like if you have taken my classes, if you feel that is one of the big differences. Also, to be able to ask questions, I think, is also beneficial. But yeah, let me know, like, what do you feel like classes give you that maybe this morning demo doesn't? Because I know a lot of you have been taking my classes, and I appreciate that. Mm, Melissa says she's very pouty. Yes, she is. And Natty says, Melissa, I'm not sure why, but she reminds me of Stevie Nicks. And Melissa says, I can see that. Melissa says, I gave her acid green hair. And Natty says, this is how I know I'm getting older. Younger singers are reminding me of singers I used to listen to in the 80s. And Natty says, my daughter was like my mom. Have you heard of a rock band called AC/DC or Pink Floyd? LOL. I'm like, let me show you my rock music vinyls in the basement. Oh, thanks, Natty. There's a lot I still have to put on this. I may go a little bit over. If you can't stay, don't worry. Thank you for joining. I know that we are 3 minutes to the hour. I need to finish her lips and well, a lot of other things. A lot of colors I have on my palette, which I can use for things like shadows, and which is nice after you build your portrait and you've got your palette colors there, and I love that you just reactivate them with watercolors. I like that. I think I can take that in a little bit actually. Susan says, gotta jump. She's beautiful. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. And that says, have to run, so glad to have joined you all. It's such a great way to start the day. Thanks, Shar. Natty says, Shar, will you leave a bit of highlight on the lips? No, because really the brightest area is not, I may enhance it a little bit, but I'm not, I don't really want that to be the focus. So we'll see. I've taken it away, like I didn't want it too much because I want them to be quite soft, like Melissa said. They're pouty. Sometimes I forget to breathe when I'm doing hair because like you really have to like be really aware of the brush stroke. So I catch myself like not really breathing too much when I'm doing that kind of stuff. Natty says, Shad, do you sketch out the head shape first? No, I don't. Melissa says, I put her eyes too high up on her face. I'm using the liquify tool in Procreate to see if I can fix it without totally distorting everything. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. And Natty says, I do that. I tried the 3 lines across the face, but I wonder if I should draw the eyes under the top line, not on. Yeah, see, the thing is, everybody is different. And it's also like, I've done a tilt. Thank you, Maria. I've done a tilt to her face, so it's really like, it's not even exactly like the photo, but I'm okay with that. Like, it doesn't have to, I really want it just to look like Billie Eilish. I don't need it to look like the photo exactly. And if, I don't know, I kind of feel like from looking at the photo, you get an idea of who she is and what she looks like. So, not always is it doesn't have to be photo perfect, if that makes sense. Maria, I think Isa looks a little bit like Billie Eilish. She could probably pull off an imitation, like dressing up as her and being her. Melissa says, Maria, I have been watching that POATY masterclass. It's good. And yes, I think so, Maria. So this is where all the delicate stuff comes in. And just adjusting little things that will make her look a little bit more like Billie, I hope. Okay. Let's get a few darker areas in. Maria says, isn't it great? I'm glad you like it. I'm going to have to rewind this a bit to see how you painted, how the heck you painted her hair so well. There was one portrait that I did where I had that kind of like revelation with painting hair, and it was through the sketchy museum app that I had been doing some portraits, and there was this one girl and they did the hair, and I'm like, oh my god, I totally get it now. And yeah, so since then that's really helped me with figuring out hair and watercolors especially. I'm not, yeah, it's really just about shapes again, all those shapes. The nice thing about watercolor is that you can just build and build and build. I don't like that when that happens though. I gotta fix that. It's when there's a bit too much of a build-up of the watercolor, and then it does exactly what I didn't want that to do. How are we doing for time? I know I'm way over, but that's all right. I want to get this Billie finished. Let's get a little bit more attention to that nose area. And I think I lost this shape a little bit, so I'm going to just lift it. And then I can come back and fix this. Now that it's dry, it's like gouache. You need to let the layers dry so that you can go over them. I think I may be done. Her lips could probably use a tiny little bit more pink. My brush is wrecked. I need to invest in some better brushes, especially for watercolors. I wreck them because I use them with different mediums, and I shouldn't. I should just keep my watercolors for my watercolors, my watercolor brushes for my watercolors. All right, Billie. I think that's it. You're not getting any more loving from me this morning. You are done, I think. I could darken that nostril slightly. I don't want to darken the nostrils too much. Like they don't need to be black. They can just be like a dark purple. This one you really can't see too much. All right. Billie's done. I do like her music, by the way. And just seeing other things that I can probably correct. I don't have to, but I want to. Thank you so much, Janice. She is a good music artist. Louise says it's been very relaxing to watch. It's been very relaxing to paint her. And Maria says, I wreck my brushes by keeping them in water too much. Yeah, I do that as well. But a lot of times I take them out of the water and but I've learned not to keep them in the water as well. Natty says, wow, I've learned a lot just watching your layering technique, Shar. Melissa says, it's kind of ethereal, isn't it? Yes, it is. I think so. Melissa says, are you going to put her shirt in or just leave her head? No, I'll just leave her head. I'm not going to do her shirt. Melissa says, this is when C starts yelling at Shar to stop. Stop, Shar. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, everybody. And this is just the Canson watercolor paper. So it does buckle a little bit, you can see, but I'm not, you know, well, I guess I could sell her. I'm sure there are lots of Billie fans that would. Oh, look, see, I see another part that I need to fix. Just a little one. Yeah, so I could use much better quality paper, I think, but I'm okay. It's all right. I like how this paper, you know, you get used to a paper and you know how it reacts and you know what you can how far you can push it, how much water you can use on it. So it's a paper that I've used for a long time and I like it. I'm stopping. Just one more little thing though. All right, I'm done. I'm done. Have a really good day, everybody, and keep an eye out for emails with regards to meets coming up this Saturday, Saturday and Sunday, and then next week is the start of April, and yeah, it's going to be a great April. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.